You do not become stronger by attacking the version of you that fell. You become stronger by studying the fall without turning it into a prison. That is where many builders lose the next chapter. They make a mistake. They break a promise. They miss the week. They lose focus. They look at the gap between who they wanted to be and what they actually did. Then instead of rebuilding, they start punishing. They call it accountability. But it is not accountability if it keeps you standing in the ashes. It is only another way to avoid picking up the tools. You may know this private pattern. You mess up once, then you do not just fix the thing. You hold a trial inside your own head. You replay the decision. You replay the wasted time. You replay the moment where you should have done better. Then the sentence becomes bigger than the mistake. I always do this. I never finish. I cannot trust myself. I had the chance and I ruined it. By the time the punishment is over, you are not more disciplined. You are just exhausted. Your standard did not get cleaner. Your system did not get stronger. Your next step did not get simpler. You only spend another hour proving to yourself that you already feel bad. That is the trap. Shame can look serious from the outside. It can sound mature because it admits fault. It can even feel like progress because it has weight. But weight is not the same as work. If the mistake does not turn into a better rule, a better boundary, a better environment, or a better next action, then you did not rebuild. You only punished the builder and left the broken beam in the wall. The few learn a harder skill. They take ownership without self-cruelty. They stop confusing pain with proof. They stop trying to bleed enough to earn permission to begin again. In the forge, ash has a purpose. It tells you where the fire was. It tells you what burned too hot, what was wasted, what did not survive the last round of heat. A careless apprentice either ignores the ash or worships it. He ignores it when he acts like nothing happened. He worships it when he stares at the ash pile all day and calls that reflection. The master does something cleaner. He sweeps the ash. He studies the burn mark. He adjusts the air. He resets the tools. Then he relights the fire. That is rebuilding. Rebuilding is not denial. You do not pretend the missed promise was harmless. You do not call inconsistency self-care. You do not lower the standard because the last attempt hurt. But you also do not turn one failed week into a new identity. The ash is evidence, it is not a throne. This matters because many ambitious people are secretly addicted to dramatic resets. They want the punishment to feel like transformation. They want the long journal entry, the emotional breakdown, the harsh self-talk, the public promise, the huge new plan. It feels like a ceremony. But ceremony is not structure. The next version of you is not built by announcing how disappointed you are. The next version is built by changing the rule that allowed the old pattern to repeat. If you missed because the goal was vague, rebuild with a smaller target. If you missed because your phone owned the first hour, rebuild the morning environment. If you missed because the standard lived only in your mood, rebuild it into a calendar block. If you missed because you tried to carry 10 changes at once, rebuild with one clean promise. The fire does not need your self-hatred. It needs better fuel, better air, and a steadier hand. That is why clean rebuilding is more demanding than punishment. Punishment lets you stay emotional. Rebuilding makes you get precise. It asks what failed. It asks why the failure was possible. It asks what rule will prevent the same failure tomorrow. It asks what you will do before your feelings vote on it. The Forge respects that kind of honesty. Not theatrical shame. Not cheap forgiveness. Honest ownership turned into a better shape. For the next 24 hours, use the clean rebuild. First, name the broken promise without making it your identity. Do not write, I am undisciplined. Write, I skipped the work block for 3 days. Do not write, I always sabotage myself. Write, I let the evening scroll replace the build hour. Facts can be repaired. Identities become cages. Second, separate the lesson from the attack. Ask one question. What did this failure reveal about my system? Maybe it revealed that your plan depends on motivation. Maybe it revealed that the task is too large to start after a long workday. Maybe it revealed that you need a cleaner workspace, a stricter bedtime, a smaller deliverable, or a real deadline. Write the lesson in one sentence. No drama. No confession performance. One sentence that helps tomorrow. Third, create one clean rule. A clean rule is small enough to obey and clear enough to measure. For the next 24 hours, I will write for 30 minutes before opening social media. For the next 24 hours, I will ship one draft before I refine anything. For the next 24 hours, I will put my phone outside the room during the first work block. For the next 24 hours, I will finish the task I keep negotiating with. Do not create 10 rules to make up for one miss. That is punishment wearing a planner. One clean rule is enough to restart trust. Fourth, remove the easiest repeat failure. Do not rely on heroic willpower. Move the app, close the tab, set the document before bed, put the notebook on the desk, decide the first sentence, place the shoes by the door, block the hour. Make the right action less dramatic. Make the wrong action less convenient. That is not weakness. That is craftsmanship. Fifth, finish the day with evidence. Not a feeling. Evidence. A page written, a pitch sent, a workout kept, a messy draft completed, a room reset, a boundary honored, a build block protected. Small evidence is how self-trust comes back. Not through punishment. Through proof. This is the vow. I will not worship the ash. I will not pretend the burn did not happen. I will take the lesson without turning the mistake into my name. I will rebuild with one clean rule, one honest adjustment, and one piece of evidence today. The old version does not need to be beaten. It needs to be outgrown. Sweep the ash. Reset the tools. Relight the fire. Then keep the next promise without making a speech.